This is just a quick video to address all this foul play talk from Deontay Wilder and his team. I just read an article before saying that I might have had some blunt objects in my gloves. Yeah, two big 19 stone 7, 275 pound destroyers in each glove. So yeah, getting punched up the temple may do that to you. But you know, not unless Deontay Wilder's own trainer JD was in on a conspiracy as well, along with all the Las Vegas State Commission guys who never left the room. JD was in the room while I had my hands wrapped. He examined them. He was in there when I had my gloves put on, examined them. Yeah, and everybody else was in the room. They don't leave you. We all know this. So everybody citing foul play, bullshit. And the next time, I'll put a dent in his boxing career, end it, because it'll be 2 knockout losses in a row. Bye-bye forever.
What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate. The first rant to no hate. Now, Tyson Fury responded. He gave his piece on what happened. As we know, you have somebody from each camp and the other guy's dressing room watching the hands get wrapped and all of that. The gloves, we all know that gloves get inspected. Someone from your team has the right to check the gloves and say, hey, you know what? I don't want those gloves. We've seen Floyd Mayweather do it against Maidana. We've seen several times. You don't always see it, but there's many times fighters don't want to use certain gloves, okay? And if you watch the majority, like a lot of fighters like to use the big foam padded gloves, okay? And those gloves are only to protect your hands. They're not to be softer so you don't hurt your opponent. That's not what why they're so bulky and puffy. It's just to protect your hands, okay? Even there's MMA gloves, they even have the knuckle, the thumb padding is thicker to protect you from, you know, a lot of times when people swinging shots, a lot of times they're throwing, and then punches land the wrong way and they break their hands. So even with, okay, and if you understand, like horsehair gloves are, they absorb sweat, okay? They get waterlogged. That's the old term for it. And yeah, they have very little padding in the knuckle. And if you remember Maidana and Floyd, you remember what he said? He said, my life means more than the money or undefeated record, any of that. He's like, those gloves have like, it's like getting hit with bare fists. It's like, you know, we're boxing. We're in the sport of boxing. This is not street fighting. This is not bare knuckle boxing. And this is what he was saying. And if you watch old matches, especially those old Everlast gloves, those gloves, same thing. They got soaked and wet. There's times, I remember Muhammad Ali, I think it was in the Thriller in Manila, where it like it was a dent in this part of his glove. It was all sagged, like, I mean, that happens. Now, my thing is also, okay, for everything that people keep adding to the story, like saying that Fury had a metal object in his hand. Okay, common sense is this. If there's an object in your glove and the knuckle print, first off, you can see knuckle print. Well, you see the bulge. You see it would stick out. It wouldn't sink into his fist. Okay? If you have something laying, that would be like, imagine me putting this on my, okay? And obviously I couldn't fit this too big to fit in it, but imagine this. First off, I got to put it in the glove, then put my hand in it, and it's got to. Do you know, even with just this plastic deodorant bottle, how bad I could damage my hands, and it's just going to stay in perfect place for me. So I'm throwing punches, and it's just no. That's completely stupid. Okay, brass knuckles have finger loops so you can hold them, and they are to protect so you don't break your hand. That's like, imagine just taking a piece of metal and taping it on your fist and going into a fight. You know what the damage you could do to your hands? Okay. I would think that's only common sense, but common sense doesn't resonate, and people don't, you know, they're going to keep talking about this glove gate situation forever. Okay. Long after Wilder is retired, there'll be somebody else that they'll keep bringing up these same allegations about, like just crazy allegations about people. Let me say this. If somebody genuinely feels that some shady business went down, and they feel like they want to point it out, okay, fine. But when you start making allegations and saying proof, facts, and I have proof, I have facts, and then you're saying names and nobody, the names that you're saying, these people are not even speaking up to say anything, right? And then you're saying this is why they need to investigate. Okay, so hold up. I just saw a video where, and I'm not going to say these guys' names simply because I don't care to say their names, because I'm not like I said, I'm not even attacking these guys. Okay, if I was attacking them, I'd say it, and I wouldn't care how they took it. The point is, I just seen a video. A guy said even Anthony Joshua was up on Tyson Fury's cheating tactics. He knew that he was cheating, right? What does Anthony Joshua have to do with this now? It's like, not to be cliche, but when you tell one lie and that lie don't work, you just tell another lie and another lie and another lie. And what is the whole goal? To convince people to believe a lie. Okay. This is what this feels like more than anything, because every time I turn around, new evidence, and all these still pictures with a circle around. Look, I'm pretty sure if you was to sit back and go back in boxing, you could just simply, watch things on video and pause them, and you'll see certain things at certain times. Okay? It's just like if I stood up and moved a certain way, and you can see the muscular definition in my shoulders or something popping out. If I'm just sitting regular, you don't see it like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as you would if I was moving, just like the moving with those gloves. Can you sit and tell me that whole fight, you can see Tyson Fury's knuckle prints in the gloves? Do you understand? So it's always that one shot. But regardless, now another channel said the photographer is asking for the photo to be taken down. What does that prove, though? Let's say even if that's the case, what does that have to do with Tyson Fury? He's not trying to protect Fury. Well, you think he was threatening, oh, you better take the photo down? No, he didn't put it up. He put up what he put up, but he can't, even for him to ask for it to be taken down. Maybe it's for his career. Maybe he don't want to be a part of this scandal. Like, man, he's probably feeling like, I'd have never put that picture up if I knew all of this was going to happen. But it's all trying to make it seem like, see, it's one big scandal. Everybody was in on it, including the photographer. Like, oh, so the photographer knew that he had his gloves was rigged or whatever too, right? Come on, man. You guys, like, let me tell y'all something. If Tyson Fury did some foul play, then he deserves whatever punishment will come to him. If he actually did something. That's any fighter. I'm not protecting or making excuses for Tyson Fury or anybody. I don't need to. I don't know these people personally to even care enough to, defend them like that. What I'm saying is you guys keep saying proof, evidence, proof. And all you're doing is showing still shots and then giving your opinion. Okay. It makes you feel good when you have people agreeing with you, but then you're still not showing proof. Another channel decided that they wanted to show a video of Tyson Fury turning off the camera in his locker room. And he says, by law, you are not supposed to turn off the camera. Okay, so how come he did it and nobody saw it? And you want to know what's crazy? The cameras are rolling. How many times have you seen between rounds or intermission or after the fight is over? I'm not talking about the camera in the room with the cameraman, filming the guy, shadow boxing the woman. I'm talking that overhead camera. How many times have we seen that? You don't hear anything. You just see the person walking and all of a sudden it just blacks out. What I'm saying, so they are aware that somebody would know that they turned the camera off. It's not like this is something that they did. It's like now you're tying it into what happened when that camera went off. Yeah, that's going to raise suspicion. It's no different from if a police officer, okay, as far as the way people want to see it, like if a police officer had a body cam on and then he's approaching some people and he's saying this and that, and then all of a sudden he turns his camera off. But so basically what you're trying to insinuate is that when the cameras went off, that's when he took the pattern out of his glove, or he he stuffed a metal object in his glove, and that's even worse. First, it was the pad. There was no padding. Then it was a metal object. No human hand could put a dent like that. Okay, so not only did he remove the padding, but now he put a metal object in and he didn't fuck his own hand up. I have hard, strong hands, okay, and it doesn't make a difference. Like I said, if I put an object on my hand and punch someone and that's just going against my bone, I could break my own hand very easily, especially with a hard shot. Someone also made a comment about that's the reason that Wilder was bleeding from the ear. Because he had internal bleeding and it was coming through his ear. What did they say? They thought he had a busted eardrum, but they said that the ear was just split. It wasn't coming from inside the eardrum. So now you see what I mean. People keep throwing all of these different things around. They're combining a story. They're interpolating, not interpreting, interpolating a story because they keep adding stuff from this story, their own story, and they're using their imagination. Now, this photographer didn't speak and say anything or explain as to why he wanted the photo taken down. So I can't speak for him, but I'm just saying it could be maybe he just don't want to be a part of this whole scandal. Maybe he don't, who knows? But the thing to me is Fury spoke up. Fury only spoke up probably more than anything because Marcellus Wilder said something. He didn't respond to none of these other boxing channels. He didn't address them. He didn't say Marcellus Wilder's name either. But notice he only spoke afterwards. The first person that I heard speaking about this glove gate and all that was Bob Arum. Now, I don't know about Bob Arum. I don't trust Bob Arum. I don't care about Bob Arum. No different with Fury. Do I put cheating past Fury or Bob? No, I don't know them, and how do I know he wouldn't cheat? Right? I don't know that, so I'm not saying no. Fury's not a cheater. He's a straight up. I don't know that about him. What I'm saying is your evidence doesn't just make that your what you consider evidence. Okay, your interpretation of evidence. You know what you're saying is facts and proof. I'm just not seeing that. No, this is facts. This is proof that he's no. And then you guys keep adding to your stories. You keep adding to your stories. So now, the kicker in all this to me is, if Tyson Fury heard this, we know. You have to have to know. Look, Wilder definitely, he's been interviewed by some of these channels, okay? He has to know about this situation. He has to know what's being said. And then somebody said, now, okay, for example, the same way you saying that, well, Marcellus Wilder put up his tweet, right? And then what did he do? He took the shit down. But you're making a big deal about a cameraman asked to have the photo removed. Okay, but what does that have to do with Fury? Like, you understand, like, how does this, what does this have to do with Fury, though? Are you insinuating that Fury threatened him? Team Fury said, see, this is what I'm saying. And you take one thing and make it like nothing. You know, it's an old saying. If you're looking for something hard enough, you'll find it, even if it's not there. Because mentally, you're so stoked on trying to get that. No, it has to. I'm going to prove it. Okay, well, let the evidence speak for itself then. And let whatever, if they, look, let them investigate, do whatever. I don't care. Let them do it. Now, like I said, if he was found guilty of, if something came up that he should, whatever whatever his repercussions will be, whatever his consequences, well, he earned that then if that's the case. But what I'm saying with you guys, it's not evidence. It's you saying it's this is that. Again, I'm jogging down the street, weights in my hands, weights on my ankles, earbuds. Somebody got robbed, but it had to be me because I was the only one out there. Right. So what the fuck did I take? And where's his shit? So I robbed him and just decided in mid-run on the way to flee the crime. Oh, let me just jog. Remember one of those old cartoons? How they pull a match out of their ass or something, just and all of a sudden they got a match, or they need something. They have a saw, a hammer, some cartoon fake stuff, right? So no. And fortunately, the truth came out right then and there at that situation, because you know people have no problem with lying and being crooked. But here's what I'm saying: that made no sense, not to me, but from them looking in. Well, who else is that? Oh, okay. So that means no one else could drive past here. No one else could, But you said you didn't see it. Well, I didn't see anybody. At the same time, why the hell? Okay, so if I rob this person, where's his stuff? This is all common sense. So imagine somebody making me look guilty, but why? Because they're saying stuff. Well, he's the only one over here. He came from that direction, and that's where it happened at, and that was no more than 10 minutes ago, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't do anything. Turns out that, no, the guy was drunk. Nobody robbed him. He was drunk, and he couldn't find his wallet, his money and stuff, and he said that he got robbed. So his wife went into the house and called the police. Nobody robbed him. He was drunk. Okay. Back to my point with Wilder. Not only did Marcellus take the tweet down, so why would he take it down? We could question that. And again, this is not in defense of Fury. This is basically, okay, you can't just say about anybody. If it was shoe on the other foot, if Fury did that to AJ, if AJ got beat up and the same thing, I wouldn't be sitting there. The same thing I'm saying now is what I'd be saying. Like, you can't just say that the guy did something because you wanted AJ to win. You guys that are saying all this, are putting all this energy into it, it's your choice of words as well. My thing is this, right? Why is Wilder not saying anything? So you mean to tell me that through all of this dent in his head, accusations about him taking padding out of his glove, the accusations about him putting a metal object in his glove, the accusations about his water being poisoned. I guess he had a bottle marked with his initials on there, or his name, right? And come on, like all of these, but Wilder, out of everybody, is the only one not saying anything. Why does he need his little brother to speak up for him? He's not saying anything. No, this man is lighting firecrackers, singing and twerking his ass. Yet we keep talking about everything else and all these other names, and nobody is thinking about why is Wilder? Why is nobody pointing that out? I even heard people say, if Fury didn't do it, how come he's not denying it? Okay. Well, how come Wilder's not denying it? I'm just saying, you got to look at it realistic. What? Anybody who's complaining and taking the time out their busy schedule, well, some of you, because most of you don't even have a busy schedule. That's why you're sitting here fucking commenting on everybody else's channel all day. But why in the hell? Think about it. If it was you and you was in that situation, would you sit back and be quiet? I think not, because you guys are speaking up for Wilder like it happened to you. So imagine, put yourself in that position. So if this happened, you don't think Wilder would be saying, no, I want to get an investigation on this? And something, when this guy was hitting me, it wasn't the same. You understand what I'm saying? You think the referee is right there. He doesn't see this? Nobody from Wilder's team saw this? None of these commissioners, nobody saw this. Nobody. See, and my thing is also, it's like every other video that these guys are making, they keep throwing race in it. And I'm like, okay, why do y'all keep saying it was a racially driven? If I saw some old racist shit or whatever, I don't bite my tongue. I don't make videos and keep the screen black. I show my goddamn face. I don't hide behind nothing. Okay? But let's put it to you like this. Jarrell Miller just got caught cheating, right? If Jarrell Miller had fought Deontay Wilder and beat him, and then they found out later, hey, Jarrell Miller has something in his system, he used a performance-enhancing drug, would you guys be saying it was racial? It would just be, no, Jarrell Miller's a dirty motherfucker. So when I'm saying, I don't understand why y'all keep making this thing race, race, race. Why everything gotta be race, 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 race. If it was some racist shit, yeah, listen, you motherfuckers have no idea about me, man. I get up in people, I get all the way up in that ass to speak up about shit and stand up for shit. But you guys keep saying race, race, is this, is that, is racially driven. And then y'all saying that Fury's a cheat and all that. I don't put that shit past this motherfucker, man. Look, I think the dude was a bit off in the head anyway. And I'm not saying, I'm not even saying this to be sarcastic, but Wilder himself has to be fucking stupid if he feels the way his brother does and he hasn't fired anybody. Think about it. He said, what's worse is when you have something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, what's worse is when you have people on your team that do anything for clout or some shit like that or whatever, like you can't even trust them. So, okay, well, if you're saying this shit, I mean, Mark Breland tried to save you. So I think this excludes him. Okay? It's not like just because somebody cheat that, it's going to work. I mean, what's his name? Not saying Richard. What's his name? Bernard Hopkins. Who's the one who caught Margarito with the plastic? That's why you have people there, man. That's why you have them there. This is what I'm saying. I mean, everybody involved. You know what kind of lawsuit Wilder would never have to box again, man. You know what he could do, man. If he sued all these motherfuckers and they was all in on this shit. And not only that, we'd be cleaning up. That would help clean up the sport if this kind of, we know corruption goes on. But if this shit was to be true, you think Wilder would just be sitting back? Yo, man, you know what? Fuck going to court. Fuck investigating. I'm about to go and twerk, man. I'm about to go bust out some new twerk moves. You think that's where his focus would be? And Fury has already come forward and said what he had to say about this shit because Marcellus Wilder said what he had to say. And notice Fury didn't say their names about he just addressed the Glovegate situation. But Wilder is still silent. But you guys keep making the noise for him, saying all of this, and he's not intervening, he's not saying anything. He's just sitting back. And, like, for Marcellus Wilder, why people are not going to take him serious is because this is a guy that got caught cheating as well. 3 fights, went to sleep. You had to cheat for a journeyman. You cheated for somebody who wasn't even that good. And then for you to speak like you're above and against all this shit about cheating, well, hey, I'm just saying, it's your brother. Whatever. I'm pretty sure you're on ride for your brother. People are hypocritical. People can be hypocritical. People can be one-sided. They can be biased. It happens. What I'm saying, and I'll say it again, if Tyson Fury cheated and evidence do come up that he deserved whatever happens, then. But as far as people saying that they got evidence and all you fucking doing, like I said, I keep comparing y'all to this Bigfoot shit. Evidence that Bigfoot is real. And then all of a sudden they do all this clickbait. You click on and watch the video, and what do they have? Have a picture with a circle around a little dark figure, and all you see is some little shadowy figure moving, and oh shit, that gotta be Bigfoot. What is that? Can't even tell what the fuck I'm looking at. It has to be Bigfoot because I can't tell what I'm looking at, so it has to be Bigfoot. Don't you know they got gorilla costumes and all kind of Chewbacca and all kind of crazy shit all over? People will look. At the end of the day, people. The whole point is, if I'm going to lie to you, the point is to convince you with the lie. So to make it look real, try to cover all bases or whatever. All I'm seeing is allegations, and all I'm hearing is I ain't seen, like I said in a previous video, I seen a video where on the cover it says this whole Fury thing is getting worse and it got Fury sitting there looking like he's depressed. And you do all of these things and y'all put these videos together, and then y'all saying y'all exposed this. I brought this to the forefront, and I did this and I did. All you did was have your fanboys chiming in, and they're all in agreement that he cheated. What proof have you given? Clues and incidents, y'all playing Inspector Gadget, but again, what proof have you given? And my stance on this is so solid in saying you have to have proof is because I've been in situations a couple of times, man, where People wanted me to be guilty about something. And the thing is, when they find out, sometimes it was right away, sometimes it took a while, sometimes it took a long time. Then the truth comes out and it's like, damn, all this time I thought. Man, people lose their freedom and go to jail for shit they didn't do. People lose jobs because of something they didn't do. Marriages come, people divorce over some shit. So, well, I thought what they said, and then come to find out, nah, it wasn't that. So y'all can be convinced and all that. That's cool. You can feel what you want to feel. But that's the whole thing. It's not about me. It's not about what I want to believe. It's what can we actually prove. I'm dealing with a situation right now that I might have to go to court with, okay? I know I wasn't the one who did wrong, but the parties involved are lying. But the evidence and the proof that's in the police report, which I'm not going to show y'all, but right here, says completely different. So now they're all changing their stories. But all of them said that I was the one wrong, that I did X, Y, Z. No, I didn't. You didn't even tell the police that. You even told the police you gave wrong. All the information that they gave is wrong, and they're changing their stories. No consistency. So wait, if that happened, how could this have happened? Well, if you was over there, well, how could he do this? Well, how could, no. So I'm the one who said, go check the cameras. Go check the cameras. You will see. I'm just going to leave that part at that. But, so I'm dealing with a situation right now. Right now. As I'm doing this right now. So if I got to go to court for this, let's go. As much as I would rather be doing something more productive, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm not going to lay down and let anybody accuse me. But what I'm saying, people can be so convincing and make you look like, and you want to know something? Let me say this to you little big mouth, little bastards that always want to, oh man, you sound like a sellout, man. I'm the only black person in this whole thing. Everybody that's going against me is white. You fucking think I'm going to be on some, I don't kiss nobody's ass. You think I'm going to sit here and ride with somebody because, oh, nah, man. No, I don't do that. I don't do that house nigga shit. I don't kiss nobody. Ain't nothing fake and soft about me. You motherfuckers are a bunch of emotional people that run your mouth and want to attack another black person because they said it. Even like sometimes like when I respond to some shit that somebody said, y'all don't see the response. Y'all just see the reaction. It's just like the bully who keeps fucking with a person. Nobody see when you keep fucking with this person, taking their money and doing all the shit to them. But when that person finally get tired and say, fuck this and fight back, that's when, oh my God, what are you doing? What do you do? You didn't see the build up to that. And just for the record, all these fucking other people I'm talking about that I've had at some point some kind of words with, I'm not subscribed to their channels. But under boxing news, when you look and you see certain things, you observe like, okay, cool. And not one time did I ever confront them motherfuckers to say anything to them about, oh, but you said nothing. I may respond to somebody else that we have we see certain things the same way, and then one of them will jump in, oh, but y'all saying blah 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 blah. So if I don't agree with what you're saying, even though I'm not even talking to you, but if I don't agree with you, then all of a sudden, oh, you a sellout, you this and this. No, you a fucking sellout. Black people don't need people making excuses for us. We're not weak. But y'all are. That's why y'all make excuses for each other. And that's why you get so angry when somebody don't agree with what you're saying. Even like, for example, Marcellus Wilder said the autopsy showed that he has a dent in his head. So I said, in response to Marcellus Wilder, so they do autopsies on fucking people that's still alive now? Am I wrong for asking that question? I mean, maybe it's just me. I thought that happened. I thought autopsies were performed on people that was dead. I didn't know that sit still, let me do this autopsy. Okay. Because I know what an autopsy is and how the procedure is done. But I thought maybe it's just something that, it is 2020. Maybe they just came up with a procedure that I'm not aware of. So you guys that keep making all these accusations and keep saying things and adding to your story, I'm going to tell y'all really better hope that Wilder win that third fight. Y'all really better hope that he win that third fight. Because I'm going to tell you right now, what's going to happen should he lose? You guys are still going to make excuses. And you want to know what's crazy? I bet you all the people that hate AJ, should Fury beat Wilder in the third fight, they're going to be cheering for AJ, not because they care about AJ, just to finally, they're going to want to see Fury get beat. Now, AJ is the heavyweight that I want to see beat everybody, but I wouldn't make excuses for AJ and nobody else. So, yeah, and I've been saying, AJ going to put the smash on Fury, and I hope he do, we'll see. But all you, not because you care about AJ, but you would be wanting to see AJ win. I'm not friends with AJ. I don't know this guy personally, man. I can't, I like AJ. I don't know him. I like him as a fighter. I like what, I see his skills. And he's always humble. I'm improving as a fighter. I'm getting better. He's not one of them guys that talk like he know everything. He's on top of the world. Can't nobody do this and this. Then when he lose, he make excuses. He never does that kind of shit. Well, here's the deal. Should Wilder win, you guys are going to say, see, in this time, Fury didn't cheat. That's why he lost. But the first 2 times he cheated. It's not going to, and you guys are going to want to keep emphasizing on it. But should he lose, you guys are going to make excuses. You want to know what? His career is going to take a turn for the worse. Because now, he's going to be in a position, for one, where he's going to have to fight the Dylan Whites of the world. He's going to have to try to get him fight with AJ. He's going to have to try to get a fight with another top guy. Even the top up-and-coming guys. Because if he decides to fight a bunch of meatballs, and then let's say he does and he wins, then all of a sudden you get put back in the title shot because you beat some guys that wasn't title worthy. You understand what I'm saying? He's gonna have to fight some. He's gonna have to. So don't put him in a situation where you keep pushing this thing, and they're gonna keep pushing. I already know they are. But I'm saying this is what's gonna happen. So if he loses in his third fight, after all these allegations on top of that, and maybe that's why he's being quiet about it too. Because for one, first off, for you to not say nothing, I think this shit never happened. But then two, I don't want to make all this noise. Then I get my ass kicked. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now what's your excuse, Wilder? Because the only excuse he came up with was I had leg complications in my heavy suit, my legs were weak. And then people saying after the first punch, he didn't look right. Man, as many face shots as he took, his face would have been way worse than that if it was a metal object in his hand. Now, that being said, forget my opinion, forget everybody else's opinion. Let's see if Wilder comes forward and say what the facts are. That's all I'm going to see on this video. Catch y'all on the next one.